As with any Paleo match, a lot hinges on that right there.
You know, you would think that, but Paleo can actually still play surprisingly well, even if it goes second.
That's certainly true.
Obviously,
but I
better
always
if it goes
prefer
first,
setting 4 trap
of
cards.
course. And looks like
And it looks like he's lost the die roll.
Yes, does. So we're going to see a Battery Man Solar to kick things off.
This is less powerful when you don't have something like a Dimension Shifter, but it's still quite good.
Does get your plays started. He is also playing the, I think, the better normal summon in this deck being Oviraptor.
Yeah.
Since he is playing the Dino variant.
It's weird. Normal Thunder just has a wide dearth of amount of playable, normal summonable monsters, and Dinosaur Thunder has the exact opposite problem. It's got too many good ones.
So he's going to go ahead and send the Roar.
Yeah, usually.
Yeah. Typical line of play there. And we just see a Call by the Grave in his hand. That's going to be fairly okay against the Frog part of Michael's deck.
Yeah, banishing a Ronin Totem is huge, especially when they really only ever play 2.
Yeah.
You can't really get away with playing 3 of a card that just rots in your hand, but because of that, a couple of Called by the Graves, and suddenly you're out of the game.
Both these players are 1-0, just so you guys know. We're going to try to feature either the highest tables that we possibly can, or the somewhat highest table, but a very interesting match nonetheless for you guys all weekend.
Yeah, don't worry. I advocated for the X1 Elemental Hero Burstinatrix Turbo player, and Simo shot me down, so.
As much as we would have plenty of fans who would love to see that, but wow, just a set 3 pass.
That's
not
pretty characteristic of Thunder.
Yeah.
Oh, to KC1 in the chat? No. God, I wish.
But Jeff is 1-0, just to keep you guys updated with Jeff.
Ultimate rare Swap Frog.
Gorgeous.
Wow, that does something to me.
So
A think out of Johnny. Obviously, the Called by the Grave is pretty good here. Now we're
There's
going to
the
Infinite Impermanence. Boy, Impermanence on Swap Frog is not particularly good.
No.
But it's better than nothing. So we'll, put it back in the hand. And then we'll... Oh, wait, do we not have a card to discard? Is this the War of the back row?
But the thing is, if it's going to be the War of the back row, I would heavily favor Michael.
Oh, yeah.
Than
I'd
Johnny.
always be choosing Paleozoic.
Yeah, absolutely. So, but that's the thing. Michael's like perfectly okay with that because then, next turn he just does it again.
No pressure. I get to set 3 and pass. That's the optimal start for me.
Now, Johnny does have the knowledge of what Michael is playing now, presumably. I mean, if you see Swap Frog, you can pretty much assume it's Paleozoic at that point.
Or Marincess.
That's fair.
We don't have Blue Tang yet. It's not good.
Some people have tried to play it, but we are going to see an attack from Battery Man Solar going at Michael here.
You and I both know people try things that aren't very good all the time.
And that might just be a pass.
Wow. This is a really exciting game, huh?
Saw a Trap Trick there.
Okay, so Trap Trick is one of the most powerful cards in Paleozoic. Your wealth of options is almost unmatched. You can get any of the Paleos, of course, but also you could get an extremely flexible suite of high-impact normal traps, things like Heavy Storm Duster, things like Forbidden Apocrypha.
Artifact Sanctum.
Artifact Sanctum, I hear, is pretty good.
There's a lot of Infinite Impermanence. That's another normal trap. There's just so many. Ooh.
Cosmic Cyclone's unfortunate. And unfortunately, Trap Trick locks you out of activating traps, so Michael's not going to be able to activate it in response. And a real quick reminder that actually Cosmic Cyclone banishes.
Yes, so banishing the Infinite Impermanence there.
At least it wasn't a Paleo. I think Michael's happy in any world where he gets to draw for turn, normal summon a Swap Frog, activate any trap, and then make a Toad.
Yeah, so that was used in response to the Olenoides being activated, just to clarify for anyone who missed it. So Olenoides Chainlink 1, Cosmic Cyclone Chainlink 2, and now play is back to Michael. So here comes the Swap Frog once again.
And if it's ultimate, it's actually illegal to negate it.
And there's a Veiler.
Wow, these incredibly powerful answers to meta threats sure aren't very good against, the card that can just bounce itself and activate it again.
Yeah, see, now that's the thing. Like, in the instance where if there was no other setup, that actually would be, like, okay. But since Michael had another copy of Trap Trick, now he's going to be able to get the compulsory evacuation device. But more importantly, gets the Olenoides back to his field and now can make a copy of Toad.
You know what that means, chat. It's Toad time.
We need an emote for Totally Awesome.
Oh, for sure. The problem is that no one except for Michael plays it. Now, I love the addition of compulsory evacuation device in Toad decks. It's just incredible in this metagame, especially when we're all expecting these incredibly powerful, destruction-resistant cards to entirely dominate the metagame. Imagine playing something like a compulsory evacuation device without a without something like a Colossus on your side of the field.
So Johnny's going to go ahead and take 700 here from the Toad attacking over the Battery Man Solar, putting him at 63. Standby phase for Michael during Johnny's turn. He gets to detach a material to summon a Dupe Frog from the deck. That not only gives him a negation for the Toad, but also now Johnny has to attack Dupe Frog before anything else.
I can't believe there's a lure effect on this card. It is nice that Dupe Frog has an additional line of text that literally never activates. The adding a frog from your deck to your hand, unfortunately, is a win and it's optional, so it misses timing on everything.
I would say that card probably misses timing more than like any other card.
Yeah. Link summoning, Synchro summoning back in the day. Sheesh. I just want a frog I can detach and plus off of.
And Johnny just setting, this is not good. Michael can just snowball at this point, getting another detach off of this totally awesome here.
If you're in Johnny's position, you never probably expected to have to deal with this type of board. I mean, think about it this way. You're playing a deck that aims to combo off and prevent Swap Frog from really accomplishing much of anything, and instead, your opponent's on like their second Toad by now. Oh, are they all ultimate? Ooh, nice.
And so now we get to see Swap Frog resummoning itself here. It's going to dump the Ronin Toadin.
Yep.
And he could go for an OTK at this point.
This is Boral Sword, right?
Yeah, I mean, he's got the Ronin Toadin. He can even just do a Star Boy plus Toad.
Oh.
And that might even just be enough. He's got
Star
two
Boy
Ronin
OTK really reminds me of a simpler time. So we're going to call the one.
Star Boy is 10 out of 10 artwork, by the way.
And looks like Michael is going to negate this Called by the Grave. Boy, that's a great card to steal.
Yeah.
He's going to discard the swap, and of course, then you can just banish the swap afterwards for another Toad if you so desire.
So now we're going to most likely see the Star Boy here.
What's the coolest thing he could link summon to?
Star Boy.
We could see like a Phoenix.
You could.
We could see.
But that's probably the better play.
Well.
But Phoenix doesn't have a monocle.
Discarding Nibiru. Nibiru is really good against Thunder and really bad against their bricks. Ooh, speaking of cards that are really bad to destroy. Yikes.
Yeah. Hitting the Thunder Dragon Fusion, actually, if he can't clean this out right now, that's going to be tough. But I think he should be able to.
Yeah, we can link to anyone. It looks like a Boral Sword.
Yeah, because you can make Boral Sword resummon the Ronin Toadin, and that's
going to be lethal.
I think, should it be?
Yep. Which ones of them have attack points? Ronin with 100 attack. Oh, he has enough material to do it twice. Time
perfect.
To just make a Toad.
Yeah, make Toad, and that's game right there.
Yeah. And
Johnny
says, yeah, you don't have to.
Seeing the writing on the wall, Michael is going to take game one, and
smiles out of Johnny. It's not every day you see Paleozoic Frog at top tables.
Yeah. This is good, though. I can't wait to see how Johnny adapts to this. Now, is there a world where if you do side evenly matched, do you purposely go second? I don't think so. But
so if you're Michael, absolutely not.
Yeah.
If you're Johnny, maybe.
Ooh.
What the heck?
Was that a double Called by the Grave?
Another miserable hand. Is that a roar? Wait, if that's a roar, then actually this hand is incredible, and I'm an idiot.
It was a dark, I believe.
Oh.
Taking a glimpse I don't think you look too happy about that. It was a dark.
It is a dark. Okay, that should unlock the hand.
It still triggers, though. Yeah.
Yep.
So it's fine.
And he's looking at the hand real quick. It's all removal. Things like Cosmic Cyclone and, wow, Ash Blossom.
And there's a Call by the Grave.
Thank goodness he has the called, or else this was the end of the game.
Yeah, probably.
Oh, chat saying imagine being American. To everyone across the pond, thank you as well.
800 people right now.
What is it? 1,400 for you? I don't know time zones.
They're 4 hours ahead of us, I believe.
I don't believe in your fake time constructions.
It should be 3:13 p.m. their time, I believe.
Ah.
So we're going to pitch the Hawk.
So here comes the dark. It's not ideal, but it is a Colossus.
At the
Colossus
very least.
is hard for Paleo to remove unless they draw Dynamiscus.
Or Compulse.
And, well,
or
Trap Trick.
Or Trap Trick. I was going to say, I don't think it's as difficult to out as you may think.
It's so hard to out, except for most of the cards they play.
It's going to pitch Roar, add back the Hawk.
Well, we'll try it again next turn, I suppose.
So he's got Cosmic and a Called by the Grave?
Well, those are two pretty good cards.
Those are decent, yeah. Michael
Welcome
drawing
from
another
France.
trap.
Bonjour to you.
Now let's see how Michael navigates this. Again, not the most intimidating board. Start with the Lilith.
Oh, boy. This is a stinker of a card.
I love Lilith in this deck.
I do not, but I respect your decision.
Now,
and I respect Michael's because he's winning.
Lilith tributes for cost, correct?
She does tribute
So
for cost.
that could be a nice call by the grave target there.
Easy called by the grave target, especially because it's one of the few ways to find a trap card that doesn't add it to the hand.
Yes. But is there the argument to make, do you want to save it for the Ronin totem, if they eventually do get to it?
No way.
I
can't pass up this opportunity.
Exactly. It's too good. Especially if Michael's hand is not that good, because think, he only set 2 cards.
Yeah.
So this could be
And of course it's a quick effect, so there's no reason to do it, immediately.
right. So he's going to draw. Was that an Eradicator? That's a good card to side.
Wow. Eradicator has been showing up a lot in Thunder Dragon sides, and boy, is it sweet against the all-trap deck.
Mainly for Sky Striker, but, it happens to just work against Paleozoic as well.
It has applications against a lot of stuff. It's pretty good against Pendulum.
How do you feel about this card being at 3?
Eradicator?
Yes.
I have no problem with it as long as the targets for it aren't very good. Like, obviously, Colossus is an extremely strong card, but it's not that strong when you're just tributing it.
So we're going to see a Titan come down here, banishing Dark as well as the Colossus. That will trigger Dark.
This is what I love about Thunder Dragon. Even hands that look kind of miserable can turn into extremely bonkers opens just by virtue of having a Thunder Dragon monster on board, making a fusion, and then making Titan. That's 2 triggers off of literally nothing. It's incredible.
Here comes the duo.
We're just going for it.
Yeah, because now at this point you can banish your Roar as well, trigger that. Oh man, this is going to be sweet.
So what are we getting for the Roar? Probably a Matrix. Then we can send the Matrix off to the graveyard somehow and trigger Titan. Seems pretty good.
He does have his extra monster zone clogged up. I think that's the only issue.
And more importantly, he's on Dinosaur, so he's maybe playing better cards.
He had the Hawk in hand as well. This is going to trigger Titan.
And it looks like he's thinking whether to respond to the Hawk.
Now, if there's a deck that can deal with Titan, it's Paleo. But there's a Crackdown.
Wow, what an awful hit.
Yeah.
And of course, you can't really chain it in response because it does not target.
Right. Another reason that Titan is so good. Hawk going to summon the Roar.
Comes the Roar.
Yep. Cosmicking the
that
last
remaining
back
set card.
I think that's...
He's going to chain it potentially.
We'll see.
If he doesn't, I mean, that's the end of the game.
He's going to take 1,000 for that.
It is Dynamiscus. This is about as good as it gets.
You know what I love about Dynamiscus is that it doesn't discard for cost.
It doesn't.
Yeah,
it's so great.
So good.
It triggers your Dark Worlds.
So Titan is going to leave the field.
All right, so now we have to actually play YuGiOh.
He pitched a copy of
Here's the duo.
the Book of Moon one. The name is escaping.
Don't think
Canadia. There we go.
We've activated both of these effects, correct? Hawk and Dark this turn,
Yes.
so we'll have to wait before going further. But this is a pretty aggressive start.
Still has the opportunity to use a Roar here as well.
All right, so he's thinking real quick. We can send both of these guys for some summer, but I don't like it.
I don't either. It might just be better. Oh, so Michael's going to tribute off the Lilith here.
And he says, wait up, I've
Yep,
got a
call by the grave.
Yikes.
That's pretty strong. So now he's going to hit, so that's going to be 24 and 28.
Yep. These monsters hit like trucks, even when they're not. Even when they're not,
And so Michael's going to take that damage. Be on only 2,800 life. And now main 2, I mean, you just make Colossus pass?
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
It says go ahead.
Michael with only 1 card in hand now? Because he did pitch for the Dino-Miscus.
Is that a Nibiru? Oh, it's a little late. I guess there's a possibility that Johnny plays into it, but I think there's a larger possibility he just moves to battle phase.
I was going to say, at this point, you just switch to attack and just...
Oh, or not.
Oh, okay. Pitch Roar.
So Roar gets back Hawk, and of course Hawk is going to get back another monster, which could theoretically turn into future pluses, but wow, this really plays into the only out that Michael could possibly have, which is, of course, Nibiru.
I'd be curious to see how this works. Because the extra monster zone's clogged, too, so he'd have to, like, make a Phoenix. Yeah, I agree. Michael just calculating the final life here. Might have a way to just, like, barely eke out of this and not lose this turn. There's a 26.
He's got to find it right now.
And so now we're going to see, so here's a trap trick. This will trigger the Canadian Grave as well.
Okay, that is a monster on his side of the field.
Yes.
It prevents his imminent death. And Trap Trick could get something like a Dynamiscus, which could I don't know, potentially deal with the Colossus, but with the Hawk in hand, you got to feel like the follow-up is all there.
So he's going to go for the Canadia. Canadia could switch the Colossus face down. Or actually, he could just make the
oh, wait. Is
duo.
this Toad? Is there another Paleo in Graveyard?
Well, no, it's still Johnny's turn, but yeah, it could be, yeah. So you just flip the duo face down.
Ah,
and
there's
then,
not another one.
Oh.
Shoot.
Although he needs any frog at this point.
Swap Frog or bust, baby.
Yeah.
And of course, Toad isn't great when Colossus is on the field.
Now, if you're Johnny at this point, I mean, ooh, that was a swap frog.
I saw it.
I'm
Ooh,
fairly
the
certain that was a
ultimate
swap
glare.
frog. There it is off the top.
Nice
Wow.
rip, friend.
I think Michael just clarifying the defense of duo.
Yeah, it's.
I believe
not
it's
great.
in the 2000s.
I think it's 0. Give me a second to figure it out, though.
But now Michael has a shot here. Does he play?
It is. It's 0.
It's 0, really.
So we can just attack it
Oh.
with Thunder Dragon Duo.
That's cute.
Wow, 200 life points. And really, Dupe Frog is going to protect him, what, for the entire future?
So this is difficult, though, because he has to find a way to out both of these cards. Because he can't just attack, because if he just attacks, then Colossus is up, and Colossus will just kill whatever
well, Colossus
he makes.
is going to attack the Dupe Frog.
That's true, because if he makes Toad, he could do that. So
I assume that's the play here. What if we go into Sky Cavalry?
I was thinking that, actually. But the problem is if you make Sky Cavalry, then you spin the Colossus back, hypothetically, but then you just lose to... Because it just can't be destroyed by battle, right? It doesn't, like, prevent it from being attacked.
Yeah.
So here comes the Toad.
Pretty good.
Yep.
It says pass it back. So we know there's a Hawk in hand, but Hawk summons in defense. And it looks like that Dupe is going to hit the field.
Yep.
Wow, and suddenly we have a game on our hands. Chat says anime comeback. Draw your last pathetic card so I can end this, Michael.
There's an Allure, though. Ooh.
Okay, so Allure could just be game ending.
But, I mean, Michael could opt to maybe negate this. I don't...
If you negate it, you lose.
Yeah, that's the problem.
You could negate it and then keep the Dupe Frog, which is not the worst thing in the world.
But then Johnny would need literally any monster.
Yeah, and Dupe Frog,
So-
of course, can't add because Colossus is still on board.
Because it's Dupe Frog.
Oh, yeah, and also because of that. Dupe Frog misses timing when it's attacked.
Dupe Frog misses timing in literally, like, every instance.
Imagine being Dupe Frog.
So scholarly, yet.
It's a metaphor for academia.
Yeah. You know, you make it far in life, but yet you're still useless. Anyway.
The true intelligence lies here in Yu-Gi-Oh!
So there's a giant Rex. See,
Oh my gosh, are there dinosaurs in this deck?
Yeah, so this is actually very good for Michael, because now Michael knows he's playing up against Dino Thunder specifically, and not just like a pure Thunder variant.
So if he loses this
Actually,
game,
there's a Quatless that's banished. I apologize. So
Okay.
he already knew that.
maybe it's Thunder, splashing for double Evo.
So Giant Rex cannot attack directly,
Yeah,
but it gains, I believe it gains 200 for every banished card.
that is correct.
So it's actually very big. It can attack over this dupe, and then I think he can just attack Colossus into Toad, and that's game.
It seems like the end of the game, but I'm not exactly sure.
So he's going to add Swap Frog back with the Ronin Totem.
He says, is that game? Is that? Yeah.
That's game. Okay. Okay. All right. So now it looks like they should be all good to go. Looks like they're discussing something with the judge over there.
Mm-hmm.
Not exactly sure what. Are they counting the side deck, perhaps? Yeah.
Don't know what's going on exactly.
I think that's what it was. Yeah, because
seeing
it
what
looked
the extra deck was.
Yeah. No. It looked like he was counting it out. So maybe they were just trying to ensure that it was correct. But in any case, here we go. I saw a double evolution pill in Johnny's hand.
Wow, this
there.
hand is terrible. Is that a Dark Ruler no more? No way. I must be seeing double Evo wrong. So it looks like evenly Cosmic, Hawk, double Evo. Is that a pot of some kind? I can't imagine what this deck would be playing in terms of draw.
So we're gonna see Lilith immediately get fired off here. He's gonna
I'll
banish
be
the
picking
Canadian.
2 Canadia. Your choice.
You must fill out the front and back side completely of your deck list to avoid any game losses or match losses that may
And he's gonna
occur.
set the Canadia. And set 2, set 3.
No swap frog? Come on.
And that's it.
That's frustrating. Not particularly pretty good.
The thing is, Paleo can still feel pretty comfortable with just 3 sets.
Yeah. I mean, we saw in game 1, set trap trick kind of wins you the game against a lot of decks. And I think coming into game 3, it's likely we're going to see some floodgates out of Paleozoic. They can't play There Can Be Only One, but they've got other options.
So here comes the Evenly.
Yeah, so Evenly as Heavy Storm Duster is not fantastic, but it's also not the worst thing.
It's not as big of a blowout here as it could have been. But it looks like Michael's only going to lose 2 here. And, you know, being a Paleo player, he's probably very used to playing against this card.
There was no recognition out of him. He wasn't surprised. He was just like, right, it's game 3. It's time for evenly matched.
Here comes the Allure.
So when we first saw it, there wasn't one. Oh, nice rip.
Yep. Drew into the dark.
Ooh,
there's the Ash, though.
again.
And the
cold.
cold.
This is the same game again.
So now Johnny's going to get to any Thunder card he wishes here. Only 1 back row staring him down at this point, although the rest of his hand isn't looking too hot. Double Evolution Pill doesn't really do anything at this point.
So if the set card is a trap trick, he could still very easily lose.
And so he's going to pitch the Hawk.
Ugh, had the Hawk
Because, of course, he had the Hawk as well, right?
They always seem to, don't they?
So here comes Colossus. Going in defense, interestingly enough.
Colossus in defense is, that's pretty standard by now, right? Plays around a couple of pretty important things. And we have no battle phase because of evenly matched.
Oh, that's fair. That's right. He evenly matched.
So it looks like he's ending his turn a little afraid of Nibiru, potentially, but that gives Michael a pretty sufficient turn. I mean, you could flip an Oleanades, you could flip a trap trick, you could pass your turn back, which it looks like is what he's doing.
And the Cosmic Cyclone for the new sets. That's rough. Ooh, and that was the trap trick.
Oh.
That's brutal. So Johnny's going to take 1,000 for that. Cosmic Cyclone is just a card that we've started to see just everywhere now.
It's such a blowout.
Yeah.
It's an extremely efficient way to beat multi-roll, and it has applications against all types of pendulum scales, mystic mines, and problematic floodgates that kind of hound the format.
All right, so here comes the Roar.
Now we're just going to attack position, I suppose.
Looks like it.
I don't think there's any real reason not to do something like this. Pushing for lethal is never going to work. Might as well just take a cool 5,000.
Does have a trap, though, too. And there's the Crackdown. Take the Colossus.
That's a sweet Crackdown.
And he has another. Oh, he's got the twin. I thought it was going to be another Cosmic.
It's less good, but it's still quite strong.
It gets the job done in this case. So Michael will be taking 5,000 here. Putting him down to 3.
All right, so we got to find something incredible off the top, and it can't search.
But Lilith works.
Yeah, Lilith would do it. I think we've actually seen the Lilith already. Oh, we're going all the way off.
Yep.
Oh, you better hope that last card isn't a Nibiru.
Yeah, so some Summer are coming down.
2, 3. Oh, it could happen. It could happen, chat. Double Colossus does it.
Does he have a Nibiru, though?
4.
Okay.
5. All right, let's see it, Michael.
No,
doesn't have it.
No Nibiru. That looked like a monster.
Well, any monster is good now, provided it's not a hand trap.
This is rough. Not a lot of stuff to work with in the graveyard.
No. We're going to set
just
a
set
monster.
pass.
Well, if it's Dupe Frog, it's really bad. There's nothing in the graveyard to add, so it will just resolve without effect.
Yeah.
I think you just...
As it normally does anyway.
Yeah, do as little as possible and try to eke this one out.
We're just ragging on Dupe Frog. Poor guy. So now Johnny just trying to, literally any monster could do it here.
To those of you in chat saying he should have chained the trap trick to Cosmic, it had just been set. I have no doubt that Michael would have wanted nothing less than to resolve that trap trick.
That was during Michael's end phase, sadly.
All right, so we're going to get another blocker here and then Link summon off for
Just going to go into Titan.
Oh no, we're just making Titan.
Yeah,
You're
because
right.
you can just go Colossus attack and then Titan for game at this point, or just use Titan to pop the set anyway.
Using what, Dark to get yourself a copy of Matrix? Oh, for Hawk. Have we used the effect of Hawk yet? Ah, there he is. Says sure, fine. Oh, it was a dupe.
Is that going to do it?
That's the game.
That's it. And Johnny is going to take that one 2-1.